The Mask, 1994, 30th anniversary retrospective movie discussion podcast. Hi everyone, I am back with my friend and co-host Avi. It is February of 2024, and in this episode, we're going to be all talking about Jim Carrey's The Mask from 1994. But before we do, we're going to have some, a little Super Bowl 2024 discussion, well, at least of the advertisements. Welcome back, Avi. What did you want to start off telling the audience about the Super Bowl ads of 2024?
Since I got been invited over to my friend Jamie Goldfuss for the Super Bowl night, they have a party downstairs, like I bring my seltzer cans and the pretzels, or they make their chicken wings. I got downstairs in time to see the ads about. Everyone got very excited. They didn't know that now the Twisters got made a standalone sequel, but without no original cast. And even as they have twins, about like twins of tornadoes. Like it's not more than one tornadoes. It'll be many tornadoes, like Twisters, like aliens. That you need to expect more disaster going on.
Wait a sec. What do you mean by the alien part?
Alien. The first movie like Twister has a singular version, but now the sequel is be Twisters.
Okay.
Yes.
What did you think of the trailer for the second Twister movie?
Well, sometimes it has the same technology like they did in the first movie. Like they use a pickup truck to go driving around. Even some kind of the actor who plays it in the sequel is Lewis Pullman, the actor from Top Gun Maverick. He's some kind of like another macho kind of guy, but that way he needs for somebody to survive to chase him like the weather, chasing the storm.
Right, I know. Yeah, that's right. I know that he was in it for this. Do you think that he's gonna have a lot of upcoming projects with the way his career's going?
Like maybe it's since even he has a success in recent rom-com movies called Anything But You, his romantic movies, but hopefully...
Yeah, that's currently out theatrically. If anybody wants to go see that now, it's theatrically available to go see.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, even sometimes we don't know if it's gonna be like everyone see the movie about tornado chasing, about watching a disaster movie, but even if it's very old decades use about to know how you get if they want to make more. If they make it scientific accurate.
Yeah, the trailer, the trailer for it looked kind of interesting. Yeah. What other outside of Twister? What else did you want to mention in regards to the Super Bowl?
Well, they have a good advertisement, like the one about the Arnold Schwarzenegger State Farm Insurance.
That I saw online an online clip. Yeah, that was quite hilarious. Schwarzenegger always misinterpreting the line, and at the very end, Danny DeVito. Yeah, I didn't.
And also Ben Affleck, the Dunkin' Donuts commercial, Dunkin' commercials.
Oh, that's right. There was a Dunkin' Donut commercial as well. So, what did you think of the Dunkin' Donut commercial?
It's very funny about he wants to do the Ben Affleck wants to do this recording to the studio with his wife Jennifer Lopez, and he brings on with his mate about Matt Damon, and he does bring along his classic line he made in the movie, like how you like them donuts?
Okay,
just
nice.
Like Good Will Hunting, how you like them apples?
Yeah. I saw someone online, one of the people I follow, that talk about that stuff, talking about the Dunkin' Donut ad, and they were saying that they should make a that if Ben Affleck made a Dunkin' Donut movie that similar to like Air, similar to the Air movie, if he made like a whole Dunkin' Donut movie to go watch that.
Okay, not recently about my neighborhood, there's no longer called Dunkin' Donuts. They just removed the word donuts. It's just called Dunkin'.
Right, exactly.
Slam dunk, slam dunk.
Right, exactly. Right, to drop the part of the title, exactly, yeah. Anything else about the Super Bowl before we move on to the other topics?
Well, even I'm quite excited about that. If only for this release of this Thanksgiving, about this November, they finally are releasing that movie musical of the Wicked.
Right, so that movie comes out towards the latter part of this year, but they teased about it even though early. So what did you think of the Wicked trailer?
Well, we heard the song in the background. We didn't see the musical where we saw the Wicked Elphaba, the Wicked Witch, is flying away with the broomstick. They say about it's going to be a separate two-part film. Huh?
In other words, it needs two different parts because the first part's not going to be enough.
The first movie ends with Act One in the movie when the Wicked Witch is on the run, even the best known is the song "Defying Gravity" about that.
Okay.
And that way, it also had a good, interesting cast. Like they had Michelle Yeoh playing a Man in Marble, and and also Jeff Goldblum in the support role plays a wizard.
Interesting. All right. Interesting. Okay. I'm just before we get too far into other stuff, I wanted to go back to the Danny DeVito Schwarzenegger thing for a second. That even though unfortunately the director passed away, it would be really neat one day if we got a triplets movie, a sequel to Twins, and that Danny DeVito and Schwarzenegger are joined by Eddie Murphy with all his stuff coming back. That would be really cool one day, but probably never going to happen. And maybe the director should still be around, or I don't know, get a different director, make it work. But had to sidetrack there real quick. All right, now that we're already 5 minutes in, we talked a little bit about the 2024 Super Bowl ads. Now, before we get into 94's The Mask, I want you to tell the audience a little bit about some of the movies that Jim Carrey was in the 1980s.
Well, in the 80s, he plays a friend to Nicolas Cage in the Francis Ford Coppola movie, the coming-of-age movie called Peggy Sue Got Married.
And would you say that Peggy Sue Got Married was just like an okay movie, or what kind of movie was it?
It's an okay movie. It's an 80s movie about even with Kathleen Turner, and even he does it's like a part of the coming of age movie. It's like Francis Coppola after the success in the 70s, like The Godfather or The Apocalypse Now. But it didn't get to a great level, but it just has a feel-good moment.
Nice. That's cool. And the thing about Nicolas Cage is he's kind of like his own genre onto himself. He does all kinds of wild, crazy stuff in all his movies over the decades. And it's just like, when you think Nicolas Cage, you think, wow, that guy's his own little subject genre there himself. And what other movies did you say Jim Carrey was in the 80s?
In the fifth Dirty Harry movie, and it's the final Dirty Harry movie in 1988 called The Deadpool. Not related to superhero, but The Deadpool is about like investigation about he plays one of the late rocker star about a public drug issue. And it's one of his early dramatic roles.
One of his first early dramatic roles. Nice. Nice, that's really cool. One of his first dramatic roles. And at least, this is being recorded with us together in February of 2024. At least at the time of this recording, director Clint Eastwood is still alive at 93 years old.
Yeah, and he's planning to make what they supposed to be his last film called Juror Number 2.
Oh, Juror Number 2 is going to be his last film?
Maybe.
Interesting. That would be interesting. Okay, yeah. He's known for lots of directing. So if that's his last film, hopefully he makes it a really, really well one for his last one there. Cool. Nice. Now that we got the Super Bowl and the 80s out of the way, we're almost 8 minutes in. So let's get right into this. 1994, The Mask. I think it's kind of almost based off of a comic book.
A darker comic.
The
comic book's very much darker.
Yeah, darker comic book.
He does the mask character does very violent to the with a comic antique joke about like the Joker.
Right, exactly. So that darker type comic book would probably be like mature audiences, rated R, but this movie does actually have a PG-13.
Yeah, just make more family friendly.
Yeah, to make it family friendly. Yeah, no, it's just like this movie. Well, these are one of the movies that like Jim Carrey was made for. Once that mask goes on his face, he does his thing. You know, he has those lines like smoking, and P-A-R-T. Why? Because I gotta. Yeah. I'm gonna have you deliver some of the lines later, because I love some of the lines in this movie. And this of course also features in one of Cameron Diaz's first roles.
Her first movie role.
Yeah, she was one of her first movie role. She was only 22 years old in this. This movie came out in 94, and she was born in 1972, the same year as Ben Affleck. And so she's only 22 years old in this. And I can see why she was cast in this movie, obviously, for one of her earlier roles here. And I want to talk about a bit side character that I always liked to watch growing up. The guy, I don't know who he plays in this movie, but in other movies and TV shows, he plays like a school professor. Name is
Ben Stein.
Ben Stein, yes. Ben Stein is in other movies and TV shows. Then he also, in the late 90s, had his little game show he had, the game show.
When
Ben Stein's Money, I watched,
with Jimmy Kimmel involved in his early TV.
Right, exactly. Right, with Kimmel. Not one of my favorite people. I won't get into the politics, but not a fan of Jimmy Kimmel. But yes. So Ben Stein is in this in whatever part he plays.
He plays one of the mask experts.
Right, exactly, one of the experts of it, yeah.
All the experts of it.
Yeah.
He is one about what the origin of the mask belongs to.
Right.
where it's made from.
Yes, exactly. This movie. So in this movie, okay, I don't know much about this, how much of a story or plot it has, but in this movie, Jim Carrey plays I think a bank teller.
Bank teller, yeah.
A bank teller who decides that, well, one day he finds this mask lying around, and
He thought it was a dead person. He thought a dead person was floating on the river.
yeah, right. He actually throws it. He actually throws it in the river at the end of the movie, but we'll get to that later on. So he says he finds this around a river. He gets it on. He has a dog, by the way. He has a really fun dog.
Yeah, a terrier.
Yeah, the dog, the terrier, right? So one thing I want to mention before we get too far into the movie is the special effects, man. The special effects of the mask and all that happens. Especially for 1994. Especially for 94, the special effects of the mask and everything were so incredible. Really wonderful special effects.
At the same visual effects company that did by Industrial Light and Magic, the George Lucas special effects.
Of course.
That 90s decade is a very much change of all the special effects.
Right.
Like Terminator 2 and the Dragon Heart, and there's also like the one about Jurassic Park for the dinosaur.
Right, exactly. Right, and since you just to remember why you still said it when you mentioned I like the Jurassic Park guy stuff. Supposedly in the summer of 2025, they're supposedly coming out with a brand new Jurassic Park this time with a new cast though, not the same cast in the last three, but supposedly a whole new Jurassic Park movie with a whole new cast. But yeah, okay, so back to the mask. Like I said, the special effects were really, really well done. I thought it was a very entertaining movie growing up. What did you make of this movie?
Well, sometimes it's like almost like Jim Carrey wants to be like how much of all a Tex Avery type, the cartoon style.
Yes, it was very, very cartoony, very cartoonish style. It was like a live action cartoon.
Like just like a Roger Rabbit type.
Right.
That was computer animation with no the animal crossover.
Yeah, for sure. Now, I really enjoyed this movie for the most part. I really enjoyed The Mask, and I really enjoyed the first and second Ace Ventura. Not such a big fan of Dumb and Dumber, but all three of them came out the same year. So what are your quick thoughts on Ace Ventura 1 and 2 and on the Dumb and Dumber?
Mostly I like is the second one it's very funny about investigating animals, missing animals.
In Africa, and the second one was about Africa, when nature calls in Africa.
And then when nature calls it, the animals he's looking for, it's the only animal he hates the most is the bat.
The bat, yeah. The bat! And then he faces Batman as the Riddler in Batman Forever.
It's very radical. He's been chased cornered by a big, huge bat. After he's been defeated.
Right. Yeah.
Flying towards him.
Yeah. Well, the funniest part, because I don't remember the entire movie. The funniest part of the second one, Ace Ventura, for me, was when he came out of the butt of that elephant.
Electric rhino.
Out of the rhino. When he came out of the rhino.
When the door is jammed about the.
Yeah. When he came out of the rhino, and I liked the first one just because of the first one being so original when it came out before the second one, with all the stuff that Ace Ventura does. Yeah.
Yeah, something he has on Jim Carrey looks like he does his own improvising.
Yeah. I think he should come back for a third Ace Ventura movie. Not that third movie where it was the kid, but like an actual Jim Carrey third Ace Ventura. But I thought that I never really got into Dumb and Dumber, and I thought the Dumb and Dumber sequel was.
What about Liar Liar?
Liar was good. I liked Liar was good with a lot of the scenes, and I liked the Truman Show.
As well as a dramatic.
Yeah, I liked the Truman Show. I remember a lot of the Truman Show I liked, and I liked bits.
He's in the live action The Grinch.
Oh yeah, and then there's the Grinch also with the thing he does with the Grinch, and I liked him in bits and pieces of The Sunshine of
a Spotless Mind.
With the girl from Kate Winslet. Yeah. I thought parts of that movie was Truman Show and the one with Kate Winslet, both also well done. And for anybody that likes Sonic, he is coming back for the third Sonic movie.
And also the Bruce Almighty. He plays the one about reporter about the.
Yeah. I liked Bruce Almighty. I liked him in Bruce Almighty very much. He was really well done in Bruce Almighty. But I think the reason the second one didn't do so well because they didn't bring him back for the second Bruce Almighty.
Even they had the one side characters that wants to steal the
right. The guy that was in Steve Carell. That's why the second That's why the second Almighty didn't work, and that's also why they did a spin-off. I mean, they did a sequel to Mask 11 years later called Son of the Mask.
No Jim Carrey. Yeah.
No Jim Carrey, not good. Ace Ventura, When Nature Calls. Now that was good. He was good in that second Ace Ventura. That's why he was still good because he was still in it.
The one about these battling against the rival tribes.
All that stuff with the tribal, yeah.
We're fighters.
Right.
It does something about boxing.
Right. All of the above from that. Yeah, exactly.
Now,
right.
Thighs.
Yes. We're gonna get to lines later, but yeah, I like how you put your lines in all these movies. Yeah, but again, I've never got really into Dumb and Dumber, and when the second one finally came out 20 years later in 2014, I don't even think the Dumb and Dumber 2 movie 2014 could be saved even with his presence in it. So, but I just never got into Dumb and Dumber. So for anybody that likes Dumb and Dumber, that's cool. I just never got into Dumb and Dumber, but I like the.
He does back in the 90s in his fame. He does a guest host in the Saturday Night Live about even the one he does that pretends as like the one about like Jimmy Stewart.
Okay, yeah. Well, if we're gonna talk about Saturday Night Live with him, I also like when he joins Will Ferrell and Chris Kattan in the What Is Love skits. What is love? Baby, don't hurt me. He joins the other two guys and they do the whole What Is Love? Baby, don't hurt me skit there together, the three of them. And then also, when you mention SNL, again, I don't want to get too political, but he does his little funny Joe Biden impression.
Or the election time.
Yeah, the election time. He plays Joe Biden. He's played Joe Biden a few times. So the less said about him, the better right now. But and also, let's see. The other one was 2008's Yes Man. Yes Man was all right too.
He does have, and also recently I saw him with my mom at Mr. Popper's Penguins.
Oh yeah, and he's in that Penguin movie as well. Yep. And I thought he gave some good graduation speeches in graduation speeches.
Graduation speech?
Yeah, you can look up the different graduation speech he did. He did a pretty well talk for some school's graduation speech. Yeah, but before we get too sidetracked, what else do you think the audience should know about The Mask from 1994?
The main villain about Peter Green, about the other in that same year as The Mask, he plays one of that Dad's favorite character called Zed in Pulp Fiction.
Who played Zed?
Peter Green.
And Peter Green was in what else? He said he was in Pulp Fiction? He was also in Pulp Fiction, or?
Yeah, that same year in Quentin Tarantino Pulp Fiction.
So who is this character actor, and why did your dad like him so much?
First, before Mask, he does stars in an independent movie called Clean Shaven. There's some kind of like some character low-life criminal about like something about he wants to get clean or something. It's like an indie drama.
Okay, all right. Yeah, I like some indie movies. That's cool. All right.
And that same year, but sometime he also, Peter Green also was in, he appears uncreditedly in a movie called Usual Suspects, and also is in with Denzel Washington, Training Day. Usual Suspects and Training Day were both good movies for people. Speaking of the Usual Suspects, there's some recent movie TV entertainment news that Kevin Spacey might be coming back for a comeback. Even after the court found him not guilty.
Because he was found not guilty in something, he might be making a comeback. So that should be interesting.
Maybe about depends how they could trust him about after he did what he did wrong.
We're going to find out. I mean, we're going to follow it. We'll see what happens. But yeah, supposedly he might be coming back for a comeback since he was found not guilty. So, The Mask. I thought the special effects, you said it was by the Industrial
Light and Magic.
Right. Industrial Light and Magic. Did Industrial Light and Magic also work on 94's True Lies?
No, that was James
Just
Cameron
Terminator 2. Just Terminator 2, but not True Lies. Okay.
And also The Abyss, they did special effect Roger Rabbit and Back to the Future and Forrest Gump and the Hulk with the Ang Lee version of the Hulk.
That's a lot of movies there. I'm trying to just cover everything you said. What did you think of the whole Back to the Future part of it?
Oh, Back to the Future? Sometimes the sequel, the part 2, it's a very, very changing about you have 3 Michael J. Fox all come together.
And they are, who are the 3?
Face to face.
The 3 are, which ways? What 3 ways?
like in the dinner scene about.
Oh yeah, the dinner.
There's three Michael J. Fox, but even different makeup, and
Yeah.
they all come together without something they without separate themselves. Like,
Nice. Yeah, I remember that scene with all those characters in there. Yeah. Yeah. Michael J. Fox and his wife are still doing well, so that's good.
Right. And also. And there's all the special effects they did. Is like the one about like the Mummy, the Brendan Fraser about the the undead character. You have Arnold Vosloo like something decomposing character.
In which movie?
The Mummy, 1999.
Oh, we're talking about the Mummy '99 now. Okay, yeah.
The special effects. The
special effects. Yeah. Yeah. Brendan Fraser made a comment that he would be interested in doing a fourth Mummy movie.
Yeah.
Yeah,
even if they want to bring back Rachel Weisz.
Yeah, definitely. If that's gonna happen, you should definitely bring back Rachel Weisz, because she's Rachel Weisz for sure.
Yeah.
All right. So, what did you think? Since we already spoke about other parts of the movie with the special effects and all, and a few of these characters, what else do you think the audience should know about The Mask that we haven't yet discussed?
Also is in that the one there's the one the actor named Reggie Carthy is in it. The one of the main henchmen of the Peter Green character.
Did you say he was one of the henchmen of the main bad guy?
Yeah.
Who is the henchman, and what did you think of the henchman guy?
Sometimes it's very low, and then something easy plan to do a robbery about the bank before Masker disrupted it.
Right. So at one part during the movie, the main bad guy was able to get hold of the mask. And when once the main,
he makes it, some of the mask is they say, but one to possess a personality like
right.
Like Jim Carrey is a very comic,
right.
Very cartoony.
Yeah.
But for the main villain, it's something to use something for evil.
Right.
Like,
exactly. He was so evil when he had it on. It was all evil, intensely bad when he had it on. And the way the main bad guy looked with the mask to me reminded me later on how Christian Bale's Batman felt like when he got the when he got Scarecrow's toxin on his mask during the Batman Begins. Yeah. That's what it reminded me of later on. And I was thinking that maybe possibly in 2025 we could do a 20th anniversary on Batman Begins possibly.
Like we did that before.
Well, we did it on the Spotify podcast, but we never talked about it in a
the one about that.
Well, we never did it in a 20th. We never did it in a 23rd anniversary type way of talking about it. So I somehow I like to bring these anniversaries in. So this came out we're now in 20. Believe it or not, everybody, this is 2024 that we're recording this.
A year later, it'll be like a 20th anniversary.
Yeah. So this movie came out in 1994. So I'm going to be titling this for everybody, The Mask, 1994. 30th Anniversary Retrospective Movie Discussion Podcast. And I want to get a bit more details about the 80s movies real quick. What other movies was Jim Carrey in the 1980s?
Also in that movie called Pink Cadillac was also Clint Eastwood.
He was in it. Was that an 80s movie, Pink Cadillac with Clint Eastwood?
Yeah, 89.
Also with him. With that as well. Okay, nice.
Very short, very quick glimpse about the... He plays some kind of like another Elvis impersonator, but very short arms, but with the very short arms.
Right. That reminds me, when you mentioned about how he does all that in 1999, playing Andy Kaufman, he stayed in character. He never got out of character when he played Andy Kaufman.
Because that's the one that's Jim Carrey's influence about the comedian.
Yes. And that brings back Danny DeVito in that movie, who, again, we recently had DeVito and Schwarzenegger in that Super Bowl ad. All right, now let's get into some quotes from the movie. Let's get some quote delivery lines.
Right, let's get to some quotes though.
Yeah.
And you know the Dark Horse Comics, the labels that makes a mask about, it's also the same label that they distributed the Hellboy.
Yes. Gwen, was that Del Toro? How do you say the director's name?
Guillermo del Toro.
Yeah. It was really a shame that there was never a third Hellboy movie. They did. The third Hellboy movie was a reboot or a remake. There should have been a third movie with that same director, but that was a missed opportunity right there.
Right, really big sunglasses, by Korn, small mouth base, bowling pin, a mouse trap, and a rubber chicken, a little to the left. That's it. These are streets to the left. I don't know. Plenty of eyeball glasses. I've never seen those before in my life. Bazooka. I have a permit for that. That's my picture. Kellerway's wife. What? Uh-oh. See a photo of his wife in the sexy nightgown with the words, "Call me lover." 555-937 written on it. Margaret, you son of a bitch. Geez, I checked a bunch of math, but that's really just does it. Geez, I figured you had some sense of humor. After all, you married her. That's gonna hurt. They say there's a bad song. Yeah, that's what they both handcuffed.
Nice. Now you were mentioning before you continue with those, you were mentioning about Clint Eastwood a few times. What was interesting, there was this one line where he has the mask on and he delivers that like, "You feeling lucky?" Yeah. So that's it.
So turns his arm a whole collection of weapons.
Yeah, exactly, with all those weapons. Yeah. All right, more lines.
That's a spicy meatball. They prevent the bomb exploding.
Right.
Epkiss, please freeze. He's supposed to have, but you told me to freeze. All right, unfreeze. I was like, no, it wasn't me. It was a one-armed man. All right, I confess, I did. You hear? And I'm glad. I tell you. Gets on his knees and puts his hands together. What are they going to do to me, Sarge? What are they going to do? Sorry, that's not my apartment. Search him. Ow, where's the camcorder when you need one? That's a touche, but camcorder, as we know about the police, about Rodney King, about this particularly being recorded beating by Rodney King's beating by police misconduct, but they didn't know the police had been recorded by the camcorder.
Right, exactly. Yeah. Well, this was around that time when that happened.
92, about when that.
92. Yeah. 92, and this came out in 94 with all that. Did you want to say anything about what was
that? Okay, there's a line. Okay, Tukotos, I want to know where my money is, and I want to know right now. Okay, Sizzle takes out the adding machine. You got 17.5% in T-bills amortized over the fiscal year, 8% in stocks and bonds. Carry the 9 divided by the gross national product. Fortunately, funeral bouquets are deductible. That's good. That's nice. That
was good with that. Is there anything you mentioned earlier off mic about In Living Color? Was there anything you wanted to mention about in regards to Jim Carrey in Living Color?
Well, sometimes he does make parody about the fictional sequel of Rocky, about when they did a sketch about Jim Carrey plays a Rocky type, that Rocky Balboa. This one, the main opponent is a female boxer. And ends up being defeated.
A female boxer? Okay, that's interesting with that.
Even Dad likes one sketch in Living Color. It's the one they made, not with Jim Carrey involved in it, but there's another actor, besides Damon Wayne. There's one about someone plays Michael Jackson, about
Michael Jackson.
The one about parody of black and white music video.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay, and just for quick, before I forget, quick about the Rocky thing, just to keep it, again, current-ish. February 1st, we lost Carl Weathers. So rest in peace to Carl Weathers.
Yeah.
Okay.
Also, they have a commercial, the Carl Weathers Super Bowl commercial in memory for him at FanDuel.
I missed that. I'd have to see the clip of that. I missed that one.
They dedicated to him.
Yeah, you can. Yeah. And you said you wanted to send me some clips later about something else. I'll catch as well. Whatever you want to send me, I'll watch the clips of. If you send later, that's fine. Mask. Okay, so the Mask. Any other movie lines from the Mask you like or no? You got most of them?
So there's oh, sugar, daddy's got a sweet tooth tonight. Oh, no, sugar, daddy's got a sweet tooth tonight.
Nice. All right.
Just anti-match sneaker, Danny Prison. Good boy. See, that man over there looks at a sleeping dog prison guy. He's got keys. Yeah, go get those keys. Go get him. Go get the keys. Yeah, go get him. That's my guy. Into the prison. Jumps on scissor. That's it. Go get the. No, not the cheese. The keys. It's some kind of like a comic routine, like a past, like a early silent comedian type.
Right. That's true. There's one thing I want to mention about his character that I kind of remember from this. He seems to be like really confident only when the mask is on, but when he's not wearing the mask, he's very unsure of himself.
Yeah, even when he turns his personality.
Yeah.
Remember that he defended against as a bank manager.
Yeah, he's just this bank. He's just this bank teller manager that is very unconfident with himself whenever the mask isn't on. But by the end of the movie, finally by the end of the movie, he's confident even when the mask isn't on him.
Yeah, it's something like even after you throw away the mask into the river about the. That's where the last line is smoking.
Right, smoking.
It's still inside of him. It's still inside of him.
Exactly, absolutely. Yes, for sure. And now Cameron Diaz, like I said, for this being, I guess, I heard this was her first movie role, I think, her first major movie appearance.
First movie role, yeah,
she looked pretty well in this. She looked pretty well in one of her first movies here.
Even for a singing voice, it's not her voice. It's actually someone dubbed it.
That's not surprising. Yeah, a different singing voice is not surprising. Yeah. Okay, so singing-wise, so someone else sang, but she physically looked well outside of the non-singing. Okay. We are officially, just to give you a tab on runtime to see how we're doing, we're officially 30 minutes in already, so just to let you know about that. What else do you think the audience, listeners, watchers should know about The Mask 94 that we haven't yet talked about?
Well, sometimes I talk about the mask doesn't work. Well, it turns out that.
Well, I do like how you gave the delivery of the one line that had math in it.
Right. Well, I found that I read the retrospective about the retrospective of the mask online. It turns out they originally have the alternate opening and alternate ending. About they have an extended fight.
I'm sorry, an alternative both opening and ending.
Because the alternate opening, the original prologue is about the Vikings, about what we used before it becomes Edge City. About
nice.
They saw they made to the new land. They made to the new land what it becomes today. About because except they had to bury the chest filled with a mask in it, and there's a witch that cast a spell to keep it buried there without. But the Vikings. Viking member said, "You've discovered a new land. Leave it at Italian."
How now? Well, my question, I guess, then is how available are these alternative takes that you're speaking of?
Find it on deleted scenes of DVD.
They'd be on deleted scenes of the DVD.
Okay. They show alternate opening.
Okay, it's called an alternative opening. That's interesting. Okay, so like you said, right, an alternative opening. Interesting. So you said this movie was originally off the Dark Horse Serious Comics, but they tried to make the movie lighter for more of an extended audience.
Like they did the original comics of Men in Black.
Right. Men in Black, yes, similar. Okay.
And
yeah.
You know who directed that? The Mask?
Yeah, who's the director again?
Chuck Russell. His first movie he directed is 1987, the Nightmare on Elm Street Part 3, Dream Warriors, and the remake, The Blob, in 1988. And,
what was the name of him again? What's his name?
Chuck Russell.
Chuck Russell, who did all that other stuff as well. Okay.
He also directed Arnold Schwarzenegger, Eraser, about 2 years after.
Oh, yeah, Eraser came out in 96. That was okay. I saw Eraser.
And also he directed Dwayne Johnson about the spin-off of a prequel of The Mummy Returns called The Scorpion King.
Right, The Scorpion King, yeah. Wow, so that director directed all kinds of stuff then. Wow.
Yeah, that's why sometimes he does a few movies, but he only directed a few movies about sometimes. Even I planned something to watch as a remake of The Blob in 1988.
Wait, what were you saying about The Blob?
He directed the movie The Blob.
He directed one of the versions of The Blob. Okay. Interesting. So he only directed like a few different little things then.
And he also executive produced the movie with the Tom Cruise, the Collateral, directed by Michael Mann.
Yes, yeah, okay. Collateral I really liked. So anything you want to tell the audience about Collateral right now? Because I really enjoyed Collateral.
Well, sometimes it takes place at one whole night.
The one whole night, yeah. And it's got what's his
good camera work, good cinematography.
The camera work and everything, yeah. It's got Jamie Foxx. Jamie Foxx, and it has
Mark Ruffalo.
Oh, and Mark Ruffalo has a part, and so does Silva.
Jada Pinkett Smith.
Yeah, Jada. Less said about her also, but also
and Jason Statham.
Oh, he has a little cameo transporter scene there, yeah. And it's got whatchamacallit. It's got what's his name? The guy that played Silva. The guy that played Silva in Skyfall.
Javier Bardem.
Javier Bardem had a little scene there too. Yeah. Javier Bardem. If you watch the credits or watch about it, I believe Javier Bardem is in it as well. Yes, and yes, Jada Pinkett's in this. Not a fan of hers. Not going to get into the Jada Pinkett stuff, but Men in Black you mentioned earlier because that's also a comic book. Yeah, Men in Black. Like that had that Men in Black was alright-ish. Again, I because they didn't show any spots for the Super Bowl for Bad Boys, I think it. Maybe they're thinking Bad Boys won't be that.
They're still in development. They still like in the development.
Yeah, I hope it still ends up being good though, because of the whole just only under development. But it's supposedly supposed to come out in June, and we don't have much marketing before June about it yet, and it's already February. But we are okay. 35 minutes in. Anything else do you think you should tell the audience about The Mask?
Well, even sometimes about if you feel like down in the beginning about, but with The Mask, it helps them change everything. But outside of it, it's hard to readjust about it. It still has it stuck in your head about to stand up to it.
Yeah. I really like the dog.
Just like the movie Venom. Huh?
Oh, Venom, yeah. Yeah, they're coming out with a third Venom movie with him. Yeah, Tom Hardy.
And also they're releasing this week. They're releasing Madam Web.
Oh yeah. That's been getting bad ratings though, bad marks for the Madam thing. But yeah, what was it? We were talking about The Mask, and you were saying, the personality thing, right? So when the bad guy wears the mask, he's like this threatening, angry type guy. But when Jim Carrey has it on, it's all comedy, fun type stuff.
And don't forget the dog about that.
Yes, the dog. His dog is so cool. His dog throughout the movie is so neat, so cool, neat. That dog he has.
Yeah, even also
his dog almost had the mask on at one point.
Yeah, even like he chuckles also like the character from the Hanna-Barbera cartoon.
Yeah. It was like a live-action cartoon with all that stuff going on, the special effects and all the stuff going on there. But again, I thought they never should have put out that second movie if Jim Carrey wasn't going to be in it. I thought that second Mask movie was a terrible, horrible movie. The Mask.
However, after the success of the first one, they already did a cartoon show based on the movie called The Mask.
Right, yeah, they do that with those 80s and 90s shows. The movies, they'll turn that into TV shows and cartoons, yeah.
Even like the Mask is very similar, like Robert Williams could play it. He could do all the various well, like Genie does.
Well,
like
yeah, he was really great as the genie. Then they had somebody else play the genie. Then they brought him back after the other person played the genie.
Sometimes Mask and Genie are very, very too pop culture reference.
Well, okay, yeah, that's all true with pop culture. Also, it reminds me, Robin Williams. He was stuck out of Joker '89, Batman '89, because they wanted Jack Nicholson the whole time. Then when it came back time for Batman Forever, all right, I get to play the Riddler. No, you don't get to play the Riddler. Jim Carrey gets you for that too. So it's like all these like Batman type parts, Robin Williams gets screwed out of. But no, he will always remember him for sure, as you said, as the genie. He's definitely the genie always.
Right, and so also about and sometimes and also there's one part about the police detective is played by Peter Riegert. His other roles he's known as Animal House.
Animal House, yeah. Animal House was a funny movie.
Yeah, in the late 70s. Even was in the Animal House as Karen Allen before Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Right, that too. Yes. Now when you speak of him, is he the Ipkiss guy or somebody else?
The detective.
Yeah, is his character named Ipkiss or no?
No.
That's somebody else. I lose track of all the characters' names and who plays what.
You know Peter Riegert. His other roles is in the good movies in the 80s. The one called Local Hero.
What's it called?
Local Hero.
What's that one about? What's that about?
He plays one of the Americans who goes for oil trade, who goes to find the oil wells like in the English countryside.
Okay, I never saw that.
It's a water comedy.
Oh, okay, I never saw that, so I don't know if it was a good movie or not. I never saw that, but
it's very good.
Oh, nice. Okay, cool.
It's good scenery.
Okay. Now, if you had to grade or rate The Mask, what would you give it?
A-.
You give it an A-?
Yeah.
All right, I was gonna go with a C+, but since you gave it an A-, I'll give it a B-.
You know, it's very funny thing about they do a reverse shot, but even thought about Ipkiss tried to throw away the mask out through the window. They have to do a reverse shot. If it's a magical mask, it comes back to him, the ones who possess it.
Right, it's magical how it possesses it there. That's right. So, what did you think of Ben Stein and him knowing all this stuff about the mask?
Well, it's very true. Even I thought he's very belief about he could help us about how to know about the mask experts, about where the legend made, who made it. even tried to prove it. He's almost like very disbelief or something. That Jim Carrey tried to prove it to him in front of him, but it doesn't work.
Right.
And you think it only works when it's nighttime.
Oh, right, nice. Yeah, like I said, I really like him as the teacher professor. To me, he'll always be the teacher in middle school. Yeah, middle school. Middle school. For Kevin Arnold in my show, my classic show, The Wonder Years. Check out my Wonder Years videos on here. I really like.
He also co-star with the commercials on with the basketball star. You know,
what happened with basketball?
Ben Stars co-star with Shaquille O'Neal, another bank commercials.
Oh yeah, that's cool. Yeah, it's cool when they all get to keep the commercials going. Yeah, got to get that revenue, got to get that money. So
sometimes Ben Snyder, he does it like a speechwriter. He does it for political reasons.
Oh yeah. He was politically involved with I believe Nixon one day with Nixon.
Well, we didn't hear which speech he wrote about for the Nixon that we.
He did. Yeah, some of them did speeches for Nixon. Yeah, I like Ben Stein. I like Ben Stein's money, like you said, with the game show and him playing the teachers. It's all really nice and cool.
And he also plays in the very beginning of Casper, the movie.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I never saw Casper, so that's more of other people's.
Christina Ricci and
she just turned 40. She just turned like 44, by the way. Christina Ricci, I believe, just turned like 44 years old.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like a break past her over like age, but recently she had success on the TV show on Showtime, Yellow Jackets.
Oh, is that a good show?
It's a very good show, critically acclaimed about, and also as she plays a special appearance in the Netflix series called Wednesday.
Right, that too. Yeah. Well, it's a shame that It's really a shame that Raul Julia passed away so young, because I really would have liked to see a third Addams Family movie with Raul Julia, which of course his last big appearance was as the video game boss guy in the
Street Fighter.
In the Street Fighter, yeah. All right, so final thoughts to the audience. Final thoughts and opinions on The Mask.
Well, if you want to get a mask, we get something at a Halloween shop about the Halloween costume. Instead of like a wooden mask like in the movie, they have this on a collection in a bag with full of yellow zoot suit and just like a vinyl, some kind of like not like a rubbery mask or it's just like a cloth mask with green, white teeth. You know, the greening teeth in it. That's
very, very specific about the kind of mask there. Okay, nice. Mm-hmm. Very nice. Okay, great. So we are now 42 minutes in. We talked about The Mask, and before that, we still got a little Super Bowl 2024 and 80s movies in there as well, so that's great. Guys, in our next discussion, it's going to be our last one for a while. This is the next to the last. In our next discussion, Avi and I are going to be going over, finally, the 2009 comedy The Hangover. And we'll definitely mention your dad in that one, because you said your dad also liked The Hangover.
Yeah.
So, really cool. I'm sure. I can't wait to hear all your movie trivia and quotes and everything that has to go with everything you have to tell the audience in regards to The Hangover next. That came out in 2009, and I can't wait to talk to Avi about The Hangover.
Okay.
Cool. Now, very, very nice. So I think this video did pretty well. We talked about so much.
Okay.
All right. I guess I'll talk to you next time then.
Well, next time, or maybe some other time, like if you let me know after Rabbi Kaplan.
Yeah, I'll let you know after we get through the Rabbi Kaplan class part. Yes.
Okay.
I like his class. I like some of his classes. They're really well done.
It's also very rarely. It's the first time you teach something at the very end of the class. You teach something very Christian thing. That's not for us.
I liked learning about the Christian part of it on his end, his opinions about the Christian part. Yes, but for sure.
We never know about it.
I like that he had stuff to say about the Christian part, since we're always about the Jewish part. It's great hearing about the Christian part from him in that way. Yes, for sure. All right, so I can't wait to talk to you soon with Hangover. Hangover's the last one we'll be doing for a while. So hopefully these both come out really well for that. And great, awesome. Thanks so much for coming on today.
Also, my favorite quote I like is about the death scene about tell Eddie you have to look after Toto. Tell Scarlett I do give a damn. Yeah, both movie references in 39 movie, Wizard of Oz and Gone with the Wind. Even he has a fake...
Wait, which character is this that you're talking about?
The Mask, about after you saw he got shot.
Are we talking about the main boss guy?
No, not the main boss guy. I meant the Mask about when the Mask got shot, he does like a death scene, about a fake death scene.
Which character does the fake death scene?
where the mask dressed up as a cowboy.
Oh, and what happens when he dresses up as a cowboy?
When he thought, you shot me, partner. And then to Eddie, you have to look up to Toto.
Oh, I think I remember what you're talking about. Yeah, that was funny. That was very funny.
Oh, Scarlet, I do give a damn.
Because Gone with the Wind. Yeah.
Even the henchman, the bald-headed henchman, had the crying scene. This is like a most tear-jerky moment. But then all of a sudden, it switched to the Oscar performance. You really love
Oh, yeah, that was good. I like how you mentioned it. Yeah, I remember all that. Yeah.
Performance.
I remember all that. That was all very, very funny. Yeah. Great add-on there at the end. Great add-on.
That side, you really loved me. It's based on the Sally Field accepted speech for A Place in the Heart. They thought they loved me. They really liked me.
I remember. Yeah, all of that was really well done. How you delivered him doing that. Exactly. Yes. Very, very nice add-on about what he does there. Excellent. Great. Awesome. So that was a great add-on ending there. Great. So we'll see you next time then to discuss The Hangover 2009 as our last movie for a while.
Okay.
All right, talk to you soon.
Let's see you out.
All right, take care.
Bye-bye.
All right, everybody, support your local movie theater throughout the decade of the 2030s, which is just 6 years away, to enjoy an incredible atmospheric experience with a community like of strangers at the big screen, the big silver screen. It's so awesome, so terrific, so fantastic. There's no experience like it, because streaming movies online at home is just not the same thing at all. So stop streaming movies online for certain movies, because you have to go to the big AMC for an experience like no other that the home experience just cannot do at all. Everybody dance and have a good time. One more time. Everybody dance and have a good time. This is friend and co-host Avi and Millennial Man Motions Entertainment, LLC, signing out till The Hangover 2009.